Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an Avengers beta video. In this video I'll be sharing with you what I thought about the game, all the good things and the not so great things that the beta had to offer. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for even more Avengers content. And if you want to talk more about anything gaming, join the Discord server linked in the description. Now let's begin. First up, let's talk about the combat, the gameplay, the most important thing about really any game. Now, I really enjoyed the combat in this game. It gives you the feeling like you're actually playing that Avenger. For example, the Hulk and his attacks feel weighty and pack a punch. His combos fling enemies all around him, and you can even pick up enemies and beat other enemies with those enemies. This all feels satisfying and makes sense, so does his movement. In combat, the Hulk kinda just lumbers around. He feels heavy, he feels weighty. Even his dodge reflects this, like he only moves 2 feet. Now you can still dodge stuff, but it doesn't look pretty and it doesn't get you far. He just feels like the Hulk should, like a big, massive, strong man's. This goes for the other heroes I played as well. Iron Man has nice combos and can switch between different ammos. You can use his repulsors, lasers, or even rockets. Black Widow feels like an assassin. She's quick and agile, and her dodge is quick and travels a fair distance. Overall, I think the combat is great. It's weighty and nice, and you feel like each individual Avenger as you play them. It's really fun, which is the most important thing. After putting down the beta to write this video, I immediately wanted to return and start smashing enemies again while using the Hulkbuster. The skill trees are also pretty good for this type of game. Going down different trees unlocks more combos for your heroes or changes certain aspects of their play. You can really craft your own unique play style. For example, if you don't like dealing with large groups of enemies, you can unlock the lasers for Iron Man. These wide sweeping attacks make quick work of groups, but if that isn't your style, you can always unlock rockets, which focus on single target damage. And in the beta, we only have access to one skill page, which is like the basic stuff. The full game will have 3 different skill pages, even more abilities and ultimates to unlock and use. Moving on, we have the story. In the beta, you play the 8-day tutorial that pretty much everyone has seen by now, and a couple story missions. The voice acting and writing seems great. Every character is believable and well acted by the amazing voice cast of the game. The story is also fairly interesting. Putting AIM and MODOK at the center as the main villains is a great decision, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Once you finish the few story missions in the beta, the war table will open up. Now this is where you can select all your missions, including side missions. These come in the form of war zones and drop zones. Drop zones are short, like 5 to 6 minute missions that involve completing some really quick objective. Most of the time it's go to place, defeat enemies in said place, and that's it, you're done. Now these are nice and they really aren't too much or really unique at all, but it's a great way to get decent gear or test out new combos or a new hero. They're definitely replayable, that's for sure. And war zones, they're a different beast. War zones are one of the other co-op activities, which makes them pretty interesting and fun, but they come with their fair share of problems. For starters, they're layered multi-objective missions. They involve things such as hold 3 points, kill the enemies, and destroy a generator. These are the 4-man giant brawl experiences that make you and your friends feel like a team, and they are fun, but they have some problems. In war zones, the game dropped frames quite a bit for me. Either there were way too many enemies on screen or maybe too many particle effects, but the frame rate dropped. It was never enough to ruin the game or anything, but it was noticeable and annoying to deal with. Now, as far as too many enemies on screen, yeah, that happens. In several points in a Warzone mission, you'll have 6 enemy grunts chasing after you, a shieldy boy enemy that is hard to deal with in groups, 4 laser turrets mounted to a wall shooting at you, and 2 mech enemies all chasing you down at once. This makes combat a literal clusterfuck. If you're trying to dodge one enemy, you'll get hit by another. Same goes if you try to parry. If you try to attack, you'll get interrupted by the other enemies trying to hit you. The only really decent option is to run away and pick off the stragglers or go after the turrets and other weaker enemies hitting you. This kind of got annoying. Like the combat and its depth is really hard to enjoy in war zones because you just end up button mashing due to the sheer amount of enemies coming at you at once. It really tarnishes the combat and dumbs it down quite a bit. That's my only real negative. War zones is kinda hectic and the game drops frames sometimes. Other than that, I just had a few glitches that will hopefully be ironed out by the time the game releases. Such as sometimes I would kill all the enemies in a room, but like the checkpoint wouldn't advance, or there'd be an enemy stuck into a wall that I couldn't kill, or just something like that. Just little stuff like that. As for the gear system, that's a whole different beast. I think the idea of this game being a looter shooter is cool, and it will probably keep most players around for much longer, and I'm a fan of that genre myself. The one thing that worries me though is the endgame. The endgame will make or break this game. We don't know anything about it, and they're keeping details pretty limited, but once we see how that is, that's when we'll really know if this looter shooter choice was a good one. To summarize, I think the game is extremely fun, and I love the combat when it isn't hectic with enemies and projectiles covering the entire screen. The story, writing, and acting are great and interesting, and I think they'll carry the game for a lot of people. The Warzone missions are fun and entertaining, but cause the game to falter in performance and dumbs down the combat due to all the enemies just everywhere. I'm excited for the game, and I will definitely be getting it when it comes out, and I'll be covering the game. So if you want more content, click that subscribe button. That's going to be it for this video. I want to hear from you all. Did you play the Avengers beta? Do you think the game will be any good? And are you excited for the game to come out? I don't know, so let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for even more amazing Avengers content. I'm the Battle Moon, and I will see you in the next video.